Now I want to talk to you just a little bit about TechNet and MSDN. Now I know we've already talked about in a different video in the course about downloading books online. But even with books online, from time to time, there's going to be places where you get confused, you want to see some more information or in a different format. And TechNet and MSDN, which are kind of subsidiary services, if you will, or documentation services created and maintained by Microsoft, are the best sources for SQL Server information. The best way to understand these is just take a look. So let's jump out to the internet and I'll show you the best way to get there. If you will open up Google and just search for SQL Server 2012 documentation, just like you see right here, it will give you these kinds of results back, okay? Well, I chose books online for SQL Server 2012, and notice where it takes me. Then I just simply dragged this down to my bookmarks bar in Firefox, and now anytime I need to, notice from Google or from anywhere, I can just hit this, go straight to that particular page, and I can get to my documentation. Now notice the documentation here, this is the new books online, and they have things broken out, right, by database engine, and you can see what's new, backward compatibility, and then you can see technical reference here, right? So if I click on technical reference, notice that it's going to take me out to the technical reference on the database engine. And so you'll have to look in each one to find that technical reference. So you'll just have to kind of get used to the structure. It is drastically different from the old books online. Then I want to show you this one, and I just set a shortcut here, and I want you to see the URL here. I hope you can see this up here. Okay, if not, you can just search for SQL Server technical information, or you can either go back to where we were at the very start here. I hope I'm not confusing you. And you can see product documentation right here, and you can get into here, and you can just kind of move around and look around and see. For example, like if I go into SQL Server 2012, there's just a lot of places and a lot of ways to get to the same place. And so again, you'll just have to get used to moving around out here. Now on this particular link though, if you just search on Microsoft SQL Server, notice that it's talking about the SQL Server Tech Center. And if you just do a search on SQL Server Tech Center, you will end up on this page. And this really is the, notice, technet.microsoft.com / SQL Server will probably get to you the same page, okay? But notice I can download the trial. There are a number of SQL Server blogs that Microsoft endorses. A lot of these are Microsoft experts, MVPs, who are posting on these blogs. And then notice down here there is a SQL Server Technologies. There are SQL Server resources, white papers, TechNet wikis, all sorts of things there. And there's an ebook gallery for Microsoft Technologies. There's just all kind of cool information out here. But notice if I wanted to know something about integration services, I could click here on this link and it will take me out to all kinds of information about learning SSIS, a lot of videos, package tutorials, all sorts of things. So there is a lot of information out there between MSDN and TechNet. And it can be kind of challenging to find. It seems like Microsoft has someone who's paid to do nothing but move the stuff around so we can't find it next time. But just, I'd usually start at Google and search for like SQL Server Technology or SQL Server Tech Information, that sort of thing. Once you find the page you like, again, notice on this page, if I click up here and drag and put a shortcut on my bookmarks bar, and then just get right back to it anytime with one click. So anyway, I just wanted to show you the best place to grab all the information you're ever going to need about SQL Server 2012.